everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, May 26th. We have one meeting to tell you about, and that's going to be at 9:30 this morning. It is the United Governing Documents Review Committee, and that will be in the boardroom. Now, on our show today, we have the Republican Club. We have Ro Kendall and Siamak Karami. He is here on behalf of the Epoch Times, and he's going to be doing their meeting coming up later this month. Now, Sports Corner with Cole Young is after that, and then we have the Laguna International Dancers. We have Vivi and Lee, and they're going to tell us all about their fun dance group and play a little music for us. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. Well, we are still burning off this lovely morning fog that we've been having regularly. Hopefully we'll see some partly sunny skies later. Today we have AM clouds 6654, 6657, 6756, 6656, and 6555. If you are traveling, take a look at these numbers. Local beaches are 6456, San Diego 6659, Santa Barbara 6454, Palm Springs 9566, Tahoe 6338, Big Bear 6735, Mammoth 6535. So they are generally getting rid of all of that snow up there, melting away, and Las Vegas 9470. Our sunrise this morning was at 5:44, and our sunset will be at 7:52. And here's a great shot out of Poipu Beach in Kauai. Now, just as a reminder, on Monday is Memorial Day, and there's going to be a 5K and 10K in Laguna Hills. Several thousand runners will be competing, and it's going to go through Laguna Woods Village. So they're going to start out on going through gate 2 just after 6:30 in the morning and make their way through the village, and they're going to exit gate 2 around 7:30 in the morning. So most likely you won't have to worry about it, but just if you happen to be up during that hour in the morning on Monday, you'll be seeing a lot of runners on the road. All right, when we come back, we will have the Republican Club, so stay tuned.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first 2 buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
Welcome back. Well, today we have the Republican Club. We have Ro Kendall, and we have Siamak Karami. I know I butchered that, but I apologize. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And Ro, of course, as always, thank you very much. Now, you're going to be the next speaker that's going to be coming up at their event, but before we get to what you do and what you're going to be talking about, we're going to have Ro tell us a little bit about the Republican Club.
Well, the Republican Club is it's a club. It's a club, and we are all there together to celebrate family, faith, our Constitution, and we have like-minded members, and so we like hanging out together, and we're really into the Constitution and American, and we love it. So.
Now, last meeting you had Barnes, our sheriff. How'd that go?
You know, I wasn't there, unfortunately, because my mom got sick. I had to go to Florida, but
everybody showed up and it went well. Good.
We had rave reviews, and I did get a chance to see it on TV6.
Perfect.
So that was great. Yeah.
Perfect.
He's impressive.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
And let's talk about your meeting that's happening coming up.
Our meeting is going to be on June 16th, just for next month. We're usually the first Friday, but there was a scheduling conflict, and so we're now going to be there on the 16th, which is on a Friday also.
Okay.
And we have a very special guest I'm very excited about, Siamak, and we just love the Epoch Times, I'm sorry. And so that's why we're really thrilled to have him here with us today to give us a little teaser on what he's going to be talking about.
Welcome. Well, it's very nice to meet you. Tell me what your history is and what got you to this point.
Into epoch times.
Yeah.
I'm actually from Iran. I've lived in. I grew up in Iran. Moved to Mexico City. Then I moved here. I went to University of San Diego. Then I went to China. Then I came back, built companies, and then I found Epoch Times.
Okay.
And I saw this nonprofit company that's telling the truth. It's a news company, and if you've lived in many different countries, you realize the value of true information.
Yeah.
So then I decided to drop everything and join Epoch Times. And then I got assigned to come to Orange County and LA to build.
Not bad, since you already were at the University of San Diego.
Yes, I'm a San Diegan.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. You know, why is it important for the Epoch Times to do what they're doing today?
Especially today, we have become so divided, and average people have no idea what's going on.
Right.
The day-to-day people that don't know what's behind the scenes, we're fighting over issues, that national issues that we have no idea, or international issues that we have no idea.
Right.
And there are forces globally that, like the Chinese Communist Party and countries like that, that have come into the media that are influencing us here.
Right.
So having a voice that's independent, that's free of advertisers' influence or other governments' influence or other ideologies' influence, that's for the people, it's really crucial.
Coming from the country that you come from, where there's an awful lot of restrictions, and possibly there isn't much freedoms. Do you find that today in our world that we're losing some freedoms?
We are absolutely losing a lot of freedoms. And the way, when I was in Iran, you can't talk about certain things. And when you're in China, if you say certain things, you get arrested and you get executed, and people say the government was right, you shouldn't have said that. And here we're going in that direction, but not, we're kind of doing it culturally. When the Communist Party took over in China, they actually used violence. They went after all of their traditional values through violence. Here we're doing it through culture. And we're going after our history, we're doing a lot of things to ourselves, but in a non-knowing, innocent way. So that's what we are able to tell at Epoch Times.
Well, we might be able to call it a subliminal message, right? Where you continue to repeat the message over and over.
Yeah.
So what is the most important things that you're going to be talking about at the meeting?
The origin of the paper, how the paper started, and a lot of people want to know where this paper come from, and it started by a group of people from China that actually faced the persecution in China, and there's a spiritual practice called Falun Dafa, Falun Gong. It's about living by truth, compassion, tolerance. It got persecuted in China, and nobody wanted to report on it. So this group of people started the paper with nothing, with no experience, no money, as a nonprofit here in the U.S., originally in Chinese, and then they grew it to English. And now we're the fourth largest paper in the country.
Yeah. Where's the headquarters at?
It's in New York.
It is in New York. Okay.
But we have a local office here in Irvine.
Oh, you do? Okay.
We actually just got a really big office in Irvine. It's like 26,000 square feet.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
we're going to grow a lot.
So are you going to operate like a traditional newspaper where, you obviously are going to have reporters and they're going to be reporting on a variety of different things, or how are you going to operate?
Exactly. We're actually we're doubling down on print. So we have a daily print in Orange County. We have local news.
Okay.
We have 10 reporters here. We're going to expand the reporters. And we have local, national, international, and lifestyle content. And our international content is very different because we understand China really well.
Okay.
Most papers don't understand how the Chinese Communist Party works. And so we report on things that other papers don't report on.
Well, the perfect timing there, Ro. You've got a brand new Irvine office going in. How did you connect the dots here and get him to come speak?
You're going to laugh. Pat Mycone said, I really want to get Siamak, he's the editor of Epoch Times. I really want him to come and speak to us. And I did see that he was speaking to a Republican federation down in San Clemente, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yes, San Clemente. So I went to that meeting and I just walked up to him. I said, hi, here's my card. I want you to come and talk to our group. And that was it. He was
wonderful.
so receptive. And just a pleasure to work
That's
with.
great. I didn't screw up, so that I got invited.
Good job, good job. Well, let's remind everybody again when the meeting is. It's going to be on June 16th, and it's going to be in Clubhouse 5. And of course, you have your social hour at 11, the meeting's at 11:30, and then lunch is at 12:15. And you're going to be speaking, of course, about the Epoch Times, and we appreciate it. And if you want to learn all about him, you need to go to the meeting because he's got a lot of great stuff. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want more information about the meeting and you would like to make a reservation, you can always get in touch with Patty, and her number is on the screen. We'll be right back.
Happy Friday and welcome back to this week's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young, and this week has already seen some significant events in the sporting world. And unfortunately for our local Los Angeles Lakers, their impressive run has come to an end, and the Denver Nuggets completed the sweep, taking down the Lakers 4-0. There's some peace in knowing that they lost to a team that was just flat out better than any other team, and not due to mistakes or any other factors. And in all honesty, the Lakers played pretty solid games every game. In Game 1, they rallied down from a huge deficit only to lose in the final seconds. In Game 2, Denver had to pull off their own comeback to take a hard-fought victory. Game 3 was back and forth and within 2 or 3 points most of the game. And then in Game 4, despite LeBron James putting up 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, the Nuggets swept the Western Conference Finals with a 113-111 victory. Denver very clearly looks like the best team in the NBA, and they're led by a player unlike any we've ever seen, Nikola Jokic. The 6'11" center had 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists, and the Nuggets advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time in team history. Jokic was named the Western Conference Finals MVP, which came as a surprise to no one. Over in the East, the Celtics were able to survive to see another game. Jimmy Butler dropped a team-high 29 points for the Heat, but a 33-point game from Jason Tatum secured victory for the Celtics, bringing the series 3-1. Heading into last night, Boston still faced an improbable road to the finals. To date, 150 teams have been down 0-3 in a playoff series, and none have come back to win. But the Celtics are one step closer to achieving the impossible as they won Game 5 and the series sits at 3-2. Game 6 will be tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. Over on the ice, the Stanley Cup playoffs are quickly wrapping up. Honestly, I shouldn't use the word quickly because Game 1 of this series between the Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes was the 6th longest game in NHL history. The game itself went into 4 overtimes and was a total of 139 minutes and 47 seconds of play, and the overall game, including commercials, intermissions, and play stoppages, lasted just under 6 hours. The Panthers would eventually win Game 1 3-2. Keep in mind, the Florida Panthers are one of 12 NHL teams that have never won the Stanley Cup. They've reached the finals once in 1996 and then didn't win another playoff series until 2022. And the Carolina Hurricanes have appeared in the Stanley Cup Finals 2 times, in 2002 and 2006, and they won the Cup in 2006. Fast forward a few games, and the Florida Panthers have completed the sweep of the Hurricanes and have advanced to the Stanley Cup Finals for the 2nd time in franchise history. In the West, the Knights and Stars went to overtime in both of their first 2 games. The Knights were able to pick up wins in each of the first 3 games, including the 4-0 beatdown in Game 3. The series is now sitting at 3-1 with Game 5 tomorrow night at 5 p.m. The Golden Knights became an expansion team back in the 2017 season, and this year marks the 4th time in the team's 5-year history that they've made the playoffs. In their inaugural season, they fell short in the Stanley Cup Finals to the Washington Capitals. But they're now on the verge of earning the franchise its first Stanley Cup. While we wait for the Open Championship in July, the PGA is still putting out some major headlines. And if you haven't heard the news already, one of our local Orange County residents went viral across the sports world this past weekend. In the final round of the PGA Championship event at Oak Hill, a golfer by the name of Michael Block hit a hole-in-one at the 15th hole. Not only was it an ace, the shot dunked straight into the cup without even hitting the flagpole. Now, Michael Block is the club pro at Arroyo Trabuco Golf Club in Mission Viejo over off of Avery. The hole-in-one brought Block's score to an even par after his up-and-down round, and he finished the day tied for 15th place, which then qualifies him for the 2024 PGA Championship. It was an incredible moment for him as well as for our community to watch a local resident achieve their dream. With all that said, I want to thank you all for joining me for another Friday edition of Sports Corner. Enjoy the final rounds of hockey and basketball, some mid-season baseball, soccer, F1, golf, and so much more this weekend. I'm Cole Young. I'll see you next time.
Welcome back. Well, we have Vivi and Lee here on behalf of the Laguna International Dancers. Well, welcome both of you. It's so nice to meet you and welcome. I know you're here from Laguna and you're here from the village. So before we get into what the Laguna International Dancers are, tell me a little bit about yourself and how long you've been involved.
Oh, I've been involved before COVID, but then COVID came out. 2 years we were off, and we started like 9 months ago, I think.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
it's so much fun.
Now,
So
how long have you lived in the village?
8 years.
8 years. And
8 years.
how did you hear about the international dancers?
Oh, I heard from flyers and from the Globe magazine.
Okay, good.
So I said, let me try, and that was it. I was hooked.
And where are you from originally?
Originally from Turkey, Istanbul.
From Turkey, okay.
Yes.
And how long have you been involved?
I was in this from the beginning because a woman named Miriam Khan, who lives here in the village, wanted to start an international folk dance group. And she contacted me, and we started the group together. That was 20 years ago, and the rest is history.
Had you been familiar with folk dancing before?
Yeah, I'm a so-called master teacher. I travel around, in addition to teaching the Laguna group, I travel all around the United States and teach the teachers of other folk dance clubs.
Okay, okay. Well, that's fantastic. That is great. And
Great.
you know, you've been very popular. We've had a couple of other folks on, and it sounds like people are really enjoying the classes that you have.
Yeah, we're one of the most vibrant and largest folk dance groups in Southern California. We run a festival every year that attracts people from all over California, all over the United States. We're very proud of our little group.
And you know, what is the music that it's based on? I mean, I know I said folk dancing. It isn't necessarily just that.
Yeah, it's folk dance, folk music from many different countries. That's the thing. We dance Greek dances, Armenian dances, Yugoslavian dances, Irish dances.
Bulgarian, Turkish, Israelis, Greek.
So
much fun.
it just brings in all the different genres and countries.
All different countries, different culture. We are learning about different cultures. So much fun. It's
So it really doesn't matter where you're from. Everything just kind of goes
everything together.
Okay.
Very beautiful atmosphere, friendly, family, and we are positive all the time, you know. And the energy, we are dancing circle and hand by hand.
Right.
And it's very good energy, and it's not only dancing, joking, he's a good singer, he's the best.
Thank you.
Make us laughing and jumping and screaming and singing. It's
Well,
so
that's
much
good.
fun.
You have to do that, right?
It's a social atmosphere.
Exactly.
It's not just the dancing, it's the social atmosphere.
And you mentioned to me before that you have a couple of older folks that dance too in their 90s and even 100.
103, yes, and she dances twice a week with me, but that's not enough exercise for her, so she goes to another place to dance a third time a week.
Oh, isn't that great?
Yes.
That is important. You know,
We have
keep
one more
moving.
also.
Keep
Dan-
moving.
Dancing
Well, what if-
keeps you young, for
What
sure.
if somebody wanted to come and they might be in a wheelchair or have a cane or something like that? Do you still encourage them to come?
Yeah, we can find things for them to do to keep them active, for sure.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, good. So you have an event that's coming up. So tell me about that. And well, it's actually an introductory lesson that you'll be doing. And why did you all of a sudden decide to do that?
Well, we went to we had a stand at the Club Expo recently
good,
in
that's right.
Clubhouse 5, and it was a tremendous response. We got 30 people who wanted to learn more about international folk dancing, so we're going to hold an introductory class for them and anybody else who wants to come. Wednesday the 31st at 6 to 7 p.m.
Great.
in Clubhouse 2, the main ballroom.
Oh, good, good. Now, is there a capacity limit?
Clubhouse 2, the main ballroom, is very large.
Okay,
so
good. So you don't have
come
to worry
on.
about that.
One and all,
Perfect.
yeah.
And they don't have to know anything about it because you're going to show them, right?
Exactly, and that's
Okay.
the important thing about an introductory class. The repertoire is so large. We dance dances from so many different countries. It's kind of difficult to come in.
Right.
So it's important with an introductory lesson so you learn some of the basics so you don't
Right.
feel lost.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's excellent. That's on May 31st. Then
Yes.
you've also got, the next slide shows just kind of in general what you guys do. I mean, you obviously dance a couple of times a week. Now, do you have to oh, there it is. So $7 per session.
Mm-hmm.
So is that something that you sign up for at the time, or do you do it ahead of time, or what do you prefer?
At the time.
At the time.
Oh,
We
okay,
do
so you
at
can
the
just come at
time.
the time. Okay,
Right,
so you don't have to
right.
book in advance, make a
No.
reservation or anything like that?
Nope,
Okay.
nope, just
Okay, and when do you dance? What are your days?
Wednesdays and Sundays. You start at 6 o'clock. We dance half the time. They take a break and have some good snacks and some good conversation.
And live music also.
Live
In the
music,
break, we
the-
have
Okay.
so much fun. There's live music. We circle around and dance, and
She's just gonna jump out of her skin. She's so excited about it.
I love it.
Now, I know that
go
you-
all the time. I don't miss it.
Well, that is awesome. Now, I
Yeah.
know you brought an instrument here. Tell me a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
well, a lot of us in the club are musicians, and if you're a musician, you're welcome. I bet
Okay.
you we can put you in a little band, a little throw-together band, and learn some of this music.
Okay.
Yeah, we have live music every week. Somebody is playing.
Well, go ahead and hold it up and tell
yeah.
me what this is.
Well, it's a mandolin.
Okay.
And it has the strings. I started playing a violin together with my son, but my son got better than me because even though I practiced twice as much, he learned 3 times faster than me. But a mandolin has the same tuning as a violin. So if you hear,
Oh, yeah, it does.
as you'd hear a violin tuning
Right.
up, but it has 2 strings on the same note. So they have to be tuned exactly alike or else there's dissonance. So the joke about mandolin players is that they spend 90% of their time tuning up and 10% of their time playing out of tune. So I hope I'm in tune. Odrmosin skotinos Ospuna sandamoso Seperbele mestostratis to quierina sodoso.
Now, what language is that?
That was Greek.
Oh.
You know, if you think Zorba the Greek, that
Yes.
kind of dancing.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's great.
Yeah.
I do. I recognize it for sure. Well, that is so much fun. I love it.
You should join us also.
I should try sometime. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and show everybody one more time that your introductory lesson is going to be on Wednesday, May 31st from 6 to 8 p.m. in Clubhouse 2. And everybody just show up, and it sounds like a lot of fun.
And it's free.
And it's free. Don't forget it's free.
And they're good snacks
And good
good
snacks.
conversation and
Alrighty.
good friendship in the
Socializing,
meet.
good friend. I mean, if they come, they will be hooked.
And they'll be hooked. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you both very much.
Sure,
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want more information about the Laguna International Dancers, you can always call them. You can call Miriam at 949-770-7027, or you can visit their website, which is lagunainternationaldancers.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Our movie for today is Molly's Game, and that is starring Jessica Chastain. It is based on a true story. You can see that today at 2 p.m. with subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles, brought to you by the City of Hope. And then just a few announcements. Of course, Memorial Day is Monday, as I mentioned earlier today, early in the broadcast. However, they're going to have a celebration at the Performing Arts Center at 1 p.m. Now, there is a $5 donation requested. Proceeds go to the Operation Comfort Soldier. If you would like to participate, you can always get in touch with Recreation at vmsinc.org. And then you can also show up and see the All-American Boys Choir as well as the American Legion Post 257. A couple of announcements. There's going to be a patio concert that is happening right here in the village, and that is going to be at Clubhouse 1 Patio on June 1st at 6:30 in the morning, or sorry, in the evening. And that is going to be tickets $18, and you can always get the tickets at Clubhouse 1's box office. Now, also, there's going to be an event called the Art Affair, and this is where all of the wares that people are so creative here in the village, they are going to be showcasing all of these things on June 3rd at Clubhouse 2 from 11 to 3. Now, their items will be available for purchase, so you may want to bring some cash or a credit card if they happen to have a way to use a credit card. If you want more information about what is going to be showcased at the Art Affair, you can get in touch with Recreation at 949-587-4285. Now, the Video Club is going to be doing short film showcase, and that is going to be on June 5th, Monday, and that's going to be in the Video Lab. They're going to show you all sorts of really great short films, and they're going to be providing free popcorn. So if you want to do that, go to the Video Lab on June 5th from 1 to 3. Now, the Florence Sylvester Senior Center is going to be doing a Father's Day celebration, a root beer float party. Now, this is going to be on June 16th at 12:15 at the Florence Sylvester Senior Center, and you can just show up and enjoy that on June 16th. All right, then the Father's Day brunch is happening through Recreation, and you will need a reservation for this. That's going to be on Sunday, June 18th, Clubhouse 5 at 11 a.m. Adults are $35, children 6 to 10, $17.50, and under 5, no charge. It's catered by Martinez, and if you would like more information about what is some of the food that they're going to be providing, please email recreation@vmsinc.org. Okay, let's take a look at our weather. We are looking at partly cloudy skies for the remainder of the day and into the weekend, including Monday, Memorial Day. We are looking at temperatures 66, 54, 66, 56, 67, 56, 66, 56, and 65, 55. And if you are traveling, the beaches look pretty good. They most likely will be overcast up and down the coast. Local beaches 64, San Diego 66, Santa Barbara 64, Tahoe, Big Bear, and Mammoth all in the 60s, and Palm Springs 95 and Las Vegas 94. Have a great day in the Village. We'll be back again here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. right here on Village Television. Bye-bye.